And welcome back. We're here for another great episode of Culture of Clickbait. I'm your boy Dante.
And I'm your girl, Daysha E.
And you know why we're here. We take the hottest topics in sports, music, and entertainment, and we decide whether it's for the culture or
Simply for clicks. Yes. So y'all, we just gonna get right into it because as y'all know, it's holiday season. Dante, let's first tell the people happy holidays.
Happy Holidays.
Let's start there. But it's holiday season and we got some stuff that we gotta run through to make sure we get everything covered because stuff has been happening.
Yeah.
So we just
It's
gonna
the
get into
season
it.
of giving.
Oh, is it?
Let's just hop right into it, shall we?
TD Jakes recently had a medical emergency during his Sunday service this past week. And let's just say, let's gather around and send up our prayers. So in the midst of him saying his sermon, he kind of started to slow down and seemed a little dazed and stuck, kind of like the effects of what a stroke would somewhat look like. We do not have confirmation on exactly what that was that TD experienced during his sermon, but we do know that his daughter spoke up and said that he is fine and to just send up prayers. Other leaders in the Christian community also spoke up and said to offer up some prayers for him as well. But then he also came out and released a statement that said that he is fine and he will see everybody next Sunday. So, all in all, he's fine, I guess.
That's good to hear.
Yes, no, this is great to
It
hear.
was kind of scary, like even with the climate of everything going on, and then social media, of course. It was just kind of, scary to see that happening live on TV, because anything could have happened at that moment, and all the stuff that's going on in the media would have been forgotten about literally just that quick.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say for this situation right here now, everything surrounding this and happening sorta kinda is one of those things that's not clickbait or cultural.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do want to talk about here is the comment section. The comments always taking me out, and the comments do not understand the place and time, right?
Right.
It was so many people that had so many negative things to say in reference to TD and tried to reference a lot of Diddy stuff and a lot of allegations. And place and time, people, this is just simply not the place and or time. Somebody's life and their health is at risk in this exact moment, and we don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody in, as well as we don't have no cell or no hole to put nobody in. So to a certain extent, we got to draw the line somewhere.
As if your lives are any better.
So yeah, that one for me, not cultural or clickbait. I don't really know where to place it.
Honestly, I don't see it as cultural. I don't see it as clickbait. I mostly just see it as like an important topic to cover. It's one of them situations where it's just more so the right thing to do, because this is a serious issue. It's more serious than it is anything else.
Yeah.
Because that could be anybody.
For sure.
It could be a family member. So you want to definitely shine light on that. That's more so the conversation in itself, just health.
Yeah.
Really. So in other news, we have Kai Cenat, who has the superstar-studded cast these last few days. He done had Chris Brown on the show, Snoop Dogg, SZA, Lizzo. Like, come on. Now, this is great because, and I'm gonna go into what I want to say, but I've said a year ago, what was gonna happen in social media world was gonna be 365 24 hours a day live streaming. And Kai Cenat is at the forefront of that entire movement. Like, give it a few more years, everybody is gonna be literally streaming their entire lives all day. Now, this was kind of creative to see how he was able to kind of like interact with both Chris Brown and SZA and Lizzo in their, almost like in their stripped down, comfortable space.
For sure.
Like the cameras is rolling, but it's not like a reality show type situation. It's more like real time, real shit, real stuff happening.
Going to your fun cousin house.
Right.
That's what it's like, going to your fun cousin
from
house.
him taking a shower with his clothes on was funny, to Lizzo and SZA going through his phone. Now that was kind of, that was really funny because he was chasing her around the kitchen like, give him my phone.
Yeah, even down to like Chris Brown teaching him how to do
dance,
the backflip and how to crump, and even the conversations and the dialogue that they had. You know what I'm saying? It's just had a moment.
I did.
You wish you were there.
That was my. Let's
shoot.
see you can run it,
Oh
run
shit!
it.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! So you should have been there.
I was supposed to be in the video.
You were supposed to be in the video and the live stream, the whole thing.
Long story short, Chris Brown casted me, but they said I was too young.
Oh, dang! Untold stories about
Allegedly.
Dante.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. The whole Kai Cenat live streams are actually like amazing to me. I think that it is a perfect place to kind of like show the vulnerability of all these different artists. And I think that, like you said, it gives them a space to kind of like let their hair down. Granted, cameras are rolling full time, but I also like how his activities sort of kind of match the personality of the people.
Right.
So they fully commit to the activity, so we get to see like the fun side of all these artists.
It's like they're being interviewed without the curation of the interview.
And all the
it's so authentic.
all the
and
formality.
Real.
Yeah.
Like, so that's enjoyable because, you know, we live in a society, especially in this day and age, where we want authenticity.
Yeah.
You know, and so I love watching that.
Yeah, me
I can
too.
sit and watch a Kai Cenat stream all day. As sad as that sounds.
I don't know about all day.
No, literally, you get captivated.
Yeah, no, cause it's funny. It's funny. Like he's funny. He's one of those like corny funny, but funny, haha funny as well.
I
So
feel
it's
like
kinda-
what kind of got this whole little thing started, you had Twitch and you had Bigo. Was two of the biggest live stream platforms. And I think people are getting used to that whole let the cameras roll
Yeah.
type thing. Let's bring people behind our life and see the real, see how we move every day.
Yeah.
So,
I
mean,
appreciate live streams.
Right.
And Kai, personally, I appreciate what he's bringing to the culture, just simply giving people like laughs and giving people a newfound way to love our artists and to see our artists in like a totally different light. So I'm gonna say that all of these live streams so far have been for the culture because he's
They're
been eating
definitely
it
for the
up.
culture.
He been eating it up. His Kevin Hart one was amazing. Like he's literally.
Even Kodak was amazing. Like, definitely, this is definitely for the culture.
Yeah.
I got one more question for you before we move on. So, in the idea of Daysha and your predictions, right? What is your prediction when it comes to everything going on in the Kai Cenat world and how it relates to music and entertainment going forward?
Oh, that's a great question. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have a prediction. I feel like my prediction is Kai was one of the first people to kind of like go digital. And when I say digital, I mean like completely. So I would say that something even bigger is probably gonna come out of this for him. Right now, he's live streaming from his own space. But maybe in the future, we could probably see him open this up as like a live stream that people could actually purchase tickets to, where it's an actual live audience. And it probably progressing to be, like you said, some form of an interview platform without all the formality to keep it as cool as possible. Now, it is a thin line.
Do you think it's gonna influence like media outlets and stuff to do that, or like even networks?
I feel like it's a possibility that it can influence media outlets possibly. But at the same time, I don't think we'll ever lose out on the conservative media outlets and then like the liberal media outlets. I think that he's just creating a new wave of the type of media outlet. And I feel like we could just stay tuned for what that'll actually be called and or be, you know?
I'd love to see that. That'll definitely be for the culture. If
Me
you ask
too.
me.
I will watch his interviews.
Culture and Clickbait goes live 24 hours a day.
Hold up now. No. I be cutting up when these cameras not rolling sometimes. So
That's what they want to see.
No.
That's what they want to see.
Jonathan Major's ex-girlfriend, Grace J, decided to drop the charges against him, which, round of applause. Finally. Let's wrap this up. And I'm not going to hold you, Dante. We ain't even got to spend too much time on this topic right here because well-deserved. Finally.
It was needed.
Yes.
We saw it coming, but who am I?
Listen, I don't know if I saw it coming. I'm just grateful that it came. And Jonathan, hopefully you can finally now like let your hair down at ease and breathe and just feel like a regular human maneuvering out in the world and don't have to worry about all of these opinions. Now, granted, you still gonna have some people who gonna have their stance on the situation and feel like what was done, but this right here is well deserved to me. I don't know what made her calm down, but we are just grateful for it. So I'm gonna say this right here is for the culture.
This is definitely for the culture. He put up a good fight, and so did she. But we see who won.
Yeah. Right. The right always prevail.
Amen. Mr. Aubrey to the stand. We have Drake. Drake filed a lawsuit now against UMG, Universal Music Group, claiming unfair use of the song Not Like Us. He claims that they were conspiring into a situation to basically push propaganda of him being a predator. Now, he feels as though the label should have done what they could have to stop the publicity of the song because of the song's nature and what it was saying about him personally. Now, as we also heard through other journalists and other sources, basically is saying this situation is actually deeper than what we see, other than just the Kendrick Lamar and him beef. It's also being said that allegedly his lawsuit has nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar. It has everything to do with him wanting to get out of his label deal, but the label trying to basically put him in a chokehold by tarnishing his name, and then in the process of tarnishing his name, making it so that it's harder for him to get another deal outside of them, because nobody would see the worth in giving him more than what they were offering.
Right.
Which I believe at the time, he was at the time renegotiating for at the time $4 million, and he wanted more, but they was like, we're not gonna give you that.
Right.
So now we're at a point where, okay, now we don't have to give it to you because nobody else wants to sign you for more than what we're offering.
Right.
And you either gonna get stuck here or you can leave, type of situation.
Now, for me with this whole action suit thing, because apparently this is like a pre-action situation, it's not a full-blown lawsuit.
It's kind of just a suit to kind of make them look deeper into the situation.
Right, so to start the investigation process.
So find out who's texting who's calling who, who's saying what, because it's a play to kind of see who do I actually need to sue by name.
So this is my thing with it, right? I feel like it's two parts to this situation, right? One part of it is there's some truth probably to what Drake is saying, right? It could be. But on the other side of it, I also feel like this is also another acting out moment behind things not panning out the way that he expected it to. Like we were talking about earlier, I feel like it's one of those situations where it's like, today everybody's talking about you, and then you go home and your mom tell you next week somebody else gonna be the butt of a new joke and it's not gonna be on you no more. Then next week come and everybody's still cackling over your situation that happened last week.
You still like, joke.
Yeah, and I feel like this does not necessarily have something to directly do with their rap beef, but had he won this battle, I don't think none of this will be up for discussion right now, had he won this battle. But because the opposing person won this battle and the joke carried on a little longer and beyond the time frame that he thought it would, and then it also showed how flip-floppy audiences and or supporters can sometimes be, I think it put him in a frenzy mentally to where it was just like, okay, now let's find the next issue that won't make it look like I'm acting out, so let's make it about the business.
Right.
But he does have a point, because it is people within labels who do underhanded and backhanded business, you know what I'm saying, and different things like that to try to tarnish people's images or to reverse psychology them into staying somewhere or whatever the case may be. So I think that this is something that two things can be true at once. It's about the dialogue between the two. But again, I don't think that we would be having this discussion had the whole situation and everything surrounding Not Like Us and the success that came out of that. Had it not been that great of a situation, we wouldn't be talking about this.
I agree. I definitely think had this situation been totally different, Drake wouldn't have cared less about a Predator line saying that he likes young girls.
If the song would have died down a week after,
And then
we would have been straight.
To be honest, it's not like Kendrick did anything that nobody was already saying anyway. He just put it in a song, and we do that all the time.
Yeah.
Drake does it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we all put stuff in songs because if that was the case, Megan Thee Stallion could have came and sued Drake for things he said about her in records, right?
For sure.
So it's like, it's this. If you're gonna choose a battle, make sure you're not doing the same, right? You can't be a hypocrite in the stance.
Yeah, it's giving throwing stones while being in a glass house.
Exactly. And so that is my only thing with it. Now, like I say, if it's deeper than that, if it's really about you, if on the back end, it's really about the stance that somebody is trying to tarnish your image, and that's why we're suing, okay, cool, I'm all for it. Because of the standpoint of, it has nothing to do with the song at that point.
Yeah.
It's a part of why you're suing, but it's not the main reason you're suing. If there's really some underhanded back end shit happening, then okay, by all means, do your thing.
Yeah.
But let's not put Kendrick Lamar on blast for just being a rapper and creating art.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's also, right now is a very opportune time for this conversation to just come up this close to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because all that does is what? Create negative press. Now, if the goal is to create enough negative press around the song so that it makes them not let him perform it, once again, now who's else being strategic?
Yeah, honestly. So that's why I just feel like, I don't know, Drake. I don't know.
Drake!
Now, Dante, for you, would this be culture or clickbait?
This is clickbait for me all day. This is clickbait.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this being clickbait. I'm gonna go with this being clickbait because I'm not gonna hold y'all. I really feel like Drake is low-key slightly being a sore loser.
While we're talking about Kendrick Lamar, we cannot move on without talking about new music, right?
Yes.
Kendrick Lamar just dropped his new album, GNX, and when I tell you that album is fire, it is fire.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a Kendrick Lamar album like this since Damn, and Damn was one of my favorite albums by Kendrick. My top 3 songs, we got Luther, Gloria, and Dodger Blue. Those are my top 3. Luther took the cake when I heard SZA's voice anyway, and Luther Vandross.
Yeah, I think that this is a really good album, and I don't know if you saw, but Squabble Up visual came out as well, which I thought was cute as well. I love how Kendrick embodies like the culture of where he's from, as well as like remain true to himself. And I love when he presents himself in this nonchalant, very dry, like not moved, not easily ruffled or feathered type of like vibe. I always love that about Kendrick. Now, it is a lot of controversy around this album, though, that I think that it was a really good album. I think that it is an acquired taste album, right? Not everybody thinks that this is a bomb album. There's a lot of like mixed reviews online, but granted, I feel like that's simply because people pretty much used to a certain sound that's out right now, and I feel like Kendrick is pushing the pin of the art of being an artist.
Right.
Your job is to put out the music and let whoever do whatever they gonna do with it, right? But you're not supposed to necessarily always ask your followers like, what y'all want to hear, or when y'all want me to drop a X, Y, and Z, because now you're living by the applause.
Right.
And when you live by them, you die by them. So I love that Kendrick is not necessarily taking in all of these opinions and trying to figure out what he should and shouldn't do. He's just dropping the art, and he's letting the people who are subjective to that art absorb it and love it.
And let them say what they want to about it.
So I love it. I love it. I love storytelling rap. I love when people know how to play with their metaphors, and then I love when people like just know how to break it down and keep it very simple. And I feel like Kendrick embodied that through this whole album. He did what he does normally. Showed us that he was intelligent, that he's a reader, that he can give you all these double entendres and all these different ways to say everything, and then he gave it to us in the simplest form as well. So I'm gonna say this album was pretty tight.
And it was perfect having SZA, especially because SZA just hinted her album is coming out before the end of the year.
She did on
So
Kai.
that was a very special introduction to SZA's new album.
Yes,
Gloria. I wanna take you to euphoria.
And one thing about you, you're gonna always have a singing segment or a dancing segment. You're gonna bust it down. Now, there is some more new music that is out. We have Flo, the girl group Flo, who came out with their album. What is it called?
Access All Areas.
Access All Areas. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little fan of Flo. I like Flo since they Cardboard Box song, which was like one of their first singles that they put out as a group to let everybody know that they was doing stuff. But this project right here, I feel like they genuinely did try to access all areas. They talked about mind, body, soul, you know what I'm saying? Like the things that they're experiencing as like women maturing in the industry. And on this album, I think that they did a really good job of having like a R&B feel, but also creating their own sound and brand identity.
I appreciate that as well. What I got from this album, especially if you're a music head, you can definitely hear it. You can tell that they have studied girl groups before them, such as Destiny Child, SWV, In Vogue, 702. Like they really took the time and studied these girls because they're embodying them in different ways on these records. And then to add more to it, they're also bringing in their own sense of, you know, modern newness to it, right? Their whole style is Y2K influence.
It is.
All of their visuals is Y2K influence. But then when you hear the music, it's so new and refreshing. And that's what I get from it, and that's what I appreciate from it the most. And then even hearing that like Kelly Rowland is one of their endorsers is even big, because that means you have people in your corner who's like really has been there. Who's like giving you the game. So I think that's big for Flo, and I only see greatness from Flo from here on out.
Me too. Have you taken a light listen to the album? Do you have any songs on there that you like?
My favorite one is I was just saying it. It's On and On, I want to say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, On and On and Soft.
Okay. My favorite.
And Check.
Oh yeah, Check is cute. Check is cute, and Check, they embody a little bit of Beyonce on Check, so that's real cute. We like that. That's when they wore like pink in the music video, and it's kind of like the Check on It vibe, but revamped. And I like Bending My Rules, and I love the fact that they have the regular audio of Bending My Rules, and then they have like the live Vivo version of Bending My Rules, which if y'all heard that, when they went a cappella at the end of that, they ate Bending My Rules up like bad, real bad.
I would definitely say Flo is for the culture.
They are.
And all the new music that has came out this week is honestly for the culture.
For sure.
So while we're talking about new music and what's for the culture, we cannot move on without talking about Lilo and Stitch reboot. Lilo and Stitch is now doing a live action movie coming out next year. Man, when I tell you, I am excited about that. The kid in me is on fire.
Me too.
You know, in my head, not Lilo, but Stitch was always like a little French bulldog. I don't think that's what he is for real. But he gives Frenchy energy. He gives Frenchy energy all day. He does. But so I'm looking forward to this, and just the idea that all of our nostalgic shows, movies and shows that used to come on back in the days, especially the cartoons, are coming back as like live action. You know, so it's good to see.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be really dope. I feel like seeing Stitch in live action is really going to be like fire, because even as a cartoon, like it was a cool cartoon and everything, but disclaimer, my man's is an alien. He is an alien. He has like a whole alien number. That's why the big alien man always coming to try to find him. He is an alien project gone wrong that landed on Earth, and then this girl think that he is a dog.
I think that is like hypothetically talking about French bulldogs, because French bulldogs are freaking aliens.
It's like, he's cute, isn't he?
They are out of this world.
Yeah, it's her like, he's cute, isn't he?
I wonder who's gonna play Lilo.
Me too.
Blue Punch Buggy.
Oh my God, you sound like him. That's crazy. Oh my goodness.
That was my favorite line from the movie.
Well, you're clearly a Lilo and Stitch fan, so Dante will be at the movies watching it, and I'll be with him, because me too for him, me too.
This is definitely for the culture for me.
Same.
All right.
Big Dave's Cheesesteak opened up his third location, so let's big him up, as my man started out at the gas station, y'all. So this is major. During the Florida Classic in Orlando, Florida, he opened up his 3rd stadium location. Now, he does have locations here in Georgia. He has an Atlanta location, he has a North Carolina location, and he has a Jonesboro location. So this is really dope. I don't know if y'all know anything about him, but please go look him up. Go look at his business. Go look at his growth throughout his business. But this right here is for the culture for me, because I love to see Black people doing major things and expanding. So this was something that I personally wanted to touch on real quick.
That's definitely for the culture. Support Black businesses all day.
Yes.
Regardless of what they say, support Black businesses.
I know that's right. Support us.
We can only win together. Also, we cannot forget Keke Palmer just did her interview with Club Shay Shay. And I'm not gonna lie, that was a conversation that was well needed for the culture, especially because Keke Palmer touched about so many different things, from dating to her family life, her upbringing, you know, being a breadwinner in a relationship and in her family. Like, and what does that mean? And I feel like it was a lot that even I took from that, you know, but the biggest thing that I took from it is that you realize that for her to be as big of a star that she is not in touch with reality. Like, she is very in tune with reality. You could tell she has a great family background, where she come, and she was raised right. As your parents used to say, like, who raised you? You could tell she was raised right with some morals. Because the girl spoke very eloquently, and she made me rethink a lot of things, even my damn self.
Yeah, she did. So in this interview, I love the fact that she kind of talked about the whole idea of the 50-50 thing, and talked about how she experienced that with her parents. Like, that is what a relationship sort of kind of looks like. Support your person and your person supporting you. And she even talked about her being a millionaire, and with her being a millionaire since she was a teenager, it is a very small crowd of people that she has to pick from that has made the same amount of money as her. So she's not necessarily stuck on her man making as much money as her or more than her. She's kind of open in that whole little area of when it comes to finances. And I low-key appreciate that, right? Because you will automatically assume that Keke is going to only date the top 3%ers, but she was very real about the fact of, no, I just need a person that's gonna do this, that, and this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And those things that she needed were very, like you said, regular, very normal. Nothing really abnormal, because she already said, I could buy everything that I want myself, so I'm not necessarily looking for somebody to book trips for me and buy me all these things. I'm good on that end. So I love that. And then I love that she talked about motherhood and her getting back into work. And something that I've always admired about Keke, I love how you said that she spoke so eloquently. She does, but she does the perfect balance between being eloquent and then tapping back into, hey, I'm also just Keke and this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I love the duality that we're able to see, and she doesn't display it in a way that makes her seem unstable or crazy. She displays it in a way of like realism.
It's
to
a
me.
perfect mesh.
Yeah.
It's a perfect mesh. I would honestly pay to have a whole conversation with her, because I would probably laugh all day.
Yeah.
She had Shay Shay on that couch dying.
Indeed.
So I would say Keke Palmer's interview is definitely for the culture for me, all day. We need to get her on Culture Clickbait. Keke, call us.
Call us, Keke. You know, now we done reported on you for about 10, 11, 12, 13 times now. We need a sponsorship or a viewing or come pop in. You can sit right here.
Come sit on the table.
You can have my chair. It don't even matter. We'll take it. But her interview was definitely for the culture, and I feel like she said some things that the culture needs to hear right now. You guys, this has been another great episode of Culture Clickbait. Y'all already know I'm your girl, Daysha E.
And I'm your boy, Dante.
And we come to see y'all every week to keep y'all in tune with the latest updates in music, culture, and entertainment. And we determine whether it's for the culture or simply
just for clicks.
Y'all come back and see us, and happy holidays.
Make sure you subscribe, like, and share on YouTube at the HBUC. Bye.